Hello, you're listening to Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM 89.0. To start the show off this week, we will be observing a 10-bell salute for Roddy Piper. Hey, here with Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0. This is Grady Hooker, and live on Skype we got Josh.
Hello, Grady. I'm here to chew bubblegum and do a radio show, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
So then let's do a radio show.
Rest in peace, Bobby.
Yeah. So we'll start off with not even wrestling related. We'll just throw that out just to start really quickly with Ronda Rousey, UFC 190. It's not our usual, but she absolutely demolished her opponent again.
Yep. Her last 3 fights have been a total of, I believe it was totaled up at 68 seconds.
I think they totaled up her entire career, like every match she had, and it was about half an hour.
Only one fight has ever gone out of the first round.
It's insane. And the reason that this is slightly correlating to wrestling is, for some reason or not, the dirt sheets seem to be floating around a rumor that after UFC she'll be heading to WWE.
Possible. There are a lot of rumors that she may be part of WrestleMania 32.
We've got that as well.
If she can get clearance.
Do you see either of these happening?
I can see WrestleMania 32 happening, but there'll have to be a lot to go into it. Especially on UFC's end. And
I have a feeling that WWE's not too happy after Dana's comments. Or Dana.
Probably not, but it's just one of those things. Because she is a talent signed to UFC, so they do have an exclusive contract with her. So it's not like she can just walk into WWE and do anything she wants. They have to be approved first.
Fair enough. Moving on to the actual woman on the card for Raw, we're continuing the 2 Divas matches.
And continuing having 20-minute of total time for the Divas.
I like that. That's a good amount of time. 20 minutes out of 3 hours. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, because the tag team match was 13 minutes,
yep.
And then you had Paige and Naomi went 10.
Oh, yeah, and they're good matches as well. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily just the time that's important. What's the old saying? It's not quantity, it's quality. But I'm enjoying what they're doing. Though I'm not entirely sure that Alicia Fox, she's still injured. I'm not entirely sure where that is at.
Well, she suffered a concussion in her match with last week on Raw. So she's got to be cleared before she can go back into the ring.
Yeah, she didn't take any bumps, so I presume that she's not cleared? I don't know how long clearing takes.
Well, she has to pass what's called an impact test, which is a test that they designed to test on concussions and be cleared on it. And I guess at this point she hasn't. I don't know. I haven't heard that she has been cleared.
Okay.
But there is a series of things she has to go through, tests and stuff, before she'll be allowed to compete. And a lot of that has to do with the issues brain issues that have gone on from diagnosed and untreated concussions in the past
Yeah.
that may have resulted in some very awful things happening.
Yeah, they've definitely gotten stricter on concussions lately. And we've seen...
It's why they got rid of the headshots with the chair.
Yeah. And also recently we've seen Corey Graves bow out from wrestling in NXT from,
Yeah,
I think it was 2 concussions.
I think he had 3 in a short span.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. We're always talking about, when we're talking about bad injuries, we're talking about the neck injuries and stuff, but the concussions are pretty bad too. And probably the biggest disappointment of Raw, at least for you, is Bayley teased something on Twitter and nothing happened.
Oh, I didn't know anything about it. So it didn't.
Bayley just tweeted something along the lines of it's in her hometown and that she was going to be there, something along those lines.
Well, so was Dana Brooke.
True.
So there's probably just a dark match.
Yeah. We can also look at, I don't believe, I skimmed a little bit, that The Undertaker showed up and it was just a one-sided...
Yeah, it was Heyman promo, and you had Lesnar standing on a set of stairs doing his Lesnar shuffle.
Great way to describe it.
Well, he was hopping from one side to the other on the stairs while Heyman talked. That's really the only way you can describe it, is his own version of the Super Bowl shuffle, the Lesnar shuffle.
How many more Raws before SummerSlam is there? 2?
2, I believe.
2. Okay, so...
23rd, so that was 3 weeks yesterday, so yeah, 2 more Raws.
Okay, so on the 4th Raw out, we have them brawl. On the 3rd Raw out, Heyman and Lesnar do a promo. On the 2nd Raw out, Undertaker does a promo. And then on the last Raw before SummerSlam, all hell breaks loose. Just seems like a pattern they might follow.
Possibly, but honestly, I think we don't see them touch again until SummerSlam.
True. We did see such a big blow up 2 weeks? Last week ago? Last week.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week was when Undertaker came out and did his let's see here. No, it was when neither one of them was on the show last week.
I guess to blow off from the massive brawl.
Yeah. Yeah. Not even Heyman was on the show.
Not Heyman.
No.
So we'll go into our classic entrance theme of the week. It's Roddy Piper's Hot Rod. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady and Josh. So to start the show off, Seth Rollins comes out, fancy new shirt, and challenges any short and small person, basically.
Yep. Anybody who's under 6 feet tall and under 200 pounds, which he thought would be El Torito or Hornswoggle.
I wonder if there is anyone else other than Neville.
There was somebody who did qualify for that height and weight.
And it's a person that people would be really happy if he took the title.
Oh. Neville really got over in this match.
Is it
definitely not a burial of any sort?
Is it a given now that anybody who goes against Seth Rollins gets really over?
Possibly, but yeah, this was a really good match. And you could hear the crowd. They were really into it, and they were cheering every time Neville almost won the title. When he hit that red arrow, the place went nuts.
it was a great match. And presuming Cena's going to stay out until SummerSlam or near it, it'd be great to see Rollins try this again. Maybe without the restrictions, but just so it still has an open challenge and we get another great match. Will it happen?
I wouldn't mind Cesaro answering an open WWE Championship Open Challenge.
Cesaro.
That's who I was hoping for would answer it before they announced the caveats.
Yeah.
Now next week it'll be that the person has to be less than 5 feet tall.
That would just be El Torito, wouldn't it? And Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
What's Cesaro?
Although know what I'd find funny is if he said it had to be less than 5.5 feet tall and JoJo answered it. That would be hilarious to me.
Cesaro's 6'5", 232. Yeah, I think Cesaro Rollins would be a great match. The crowd is really behind Cesaro as of late. I saw pictures tweeted out. I think it was an orchestrated event by Reddit.
And the promo they did at during Miz TV was really good for Cesaro. Cesaro did well on it.
Yeah. It was possible it was orchestrated, but it seemed as though there was a giant section of the Raw crowd, all with Cesaro signs. And he's got the following. Whatever Vince said about him not connecting, he does now. Wow. Don't troll Wikipedia randomly, or you find out that Cesaro's ring name used to be Very Mysterious Ice Cream. What?
I'm guessing he was probably part of a tag team called Spanish for ice cream. I can't pronounce it. But there is a tag team in Chikara that dresses up in mask and with ice cream cones on them.
You were correct. Los Ice Creams Trio. Wow.
I said thank you.
Wow. Oh, I've just lost my entire train of thought with that. Oh. Rusev, he's gone back to his squishing everybody. Or at least
No, he's just squishing Mark Henry right now.
just Mark Henry.
Yeah. They're trying to buy time until Dolph comes back from filming his movie with Kane.
That was a really bad timing for that. You'd think if you had something like SummerSlam coming up and the superstar had a feud, you just wouldn't start filming. But hey. It seems as though it's going to be a mixed tag, I want to say. They're definitely pushing towards Lana getting in that ring.
Yeah, I figure it's going to be Lana versus Summer Rae. You're probably going to have some form of 3-team tag team match for the 9 main divas in it for the Diva Revolution. And then you're going to have Lana versus Summer Rae.
So one match will be half an hour, and then the other match will be 3 minutes. I don't know. With looking at SummerSlam, you've also got the tag team titles. And hints of that look like it's just going to be Primetime Players versus New Day again with a stipulation. But they are at least inserting the other teams on Raw.
I could see maybe a tag team turmoil match on the pre-show to crown it a number 1 contender to face the Primetime Players later on in the night.
Ooh, I like that.
I could see a 5-team elimination tag team match for the tag team championships.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of ways they can go with this. I do think New Day versus Primetime Players would be played out.
Yeah.
So, but I wouldn't mind them including a couple of the extra teams
The extra
involved.
teams. Yeah. At the moment, I think for SummerSlam, there's only 2 matches announced, and that's Lesnar Taker and Rollins Cena.
I think so. You know what would be nice? The night after SummerSlam, they're still in New Jersey. Wouldn't it be neat if a new tag team debuted? The realest guys in the room? Bada bing, bada boom.
Oh. Sounds like
How you do it?
you kind of need the titles dropped to New Day. Because I imagine you'd want to go straight for the titles with those guys.
No, you build them up.
Straight for the title. Quick, easy, and over in like 5 minutes. But yeah, they have been working dark matches, so I don't know. Maybe we'll see them at SummerSlam, but that seems a bit big of a stage.
We'll definitely see them on the NXT show the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'll definitely get a shot at the NXT Tag Team Championships.
That's currently looking like Blake and Murphy versus Vaudevillains versus Enzo and Cass, isn't it? I feel like there's a triple threat looking match there.
But yeah, you'll definitely have them there, and then you can have them debut on the Raw after SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm. I'd be happy with it. Tag teams need a little bit more fresh blood. I thought the Lucha Dragons were going to be it, but they don't seem to be getting the momentum.
Yeah, they got soured on by Vince McMahon, so it is what it is.
Yeah, they're still being featured at least. So we'll go into our current entrance theme. It is Hold Me Tight. It was the song used during WWE's Roddy Piper tribute. And you're back with Grady and Josh on Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0. We were just talking in that break that they decided to name Team Page the sorority, Submission Sorority, which Josh suggested you don't Google. But an article I was just reading had a much better name. So from now on, I'm going to refer to them as the Power Buff Girls.
Yeah.
I prefer that name. And the submission sorority slightly confused me to start with. I understand they all have submission finishes, but at least in Paige's earlier career, she did not focus on the PTO. But hey, you've also got Ryback. It's a weird transition. Yeah, we're going from Divas to Ryback and his staph-infected knee. I think there's some pictures floating about of what it looks like now. I have not got enough courage to look at the picture. It does not look good, though, from the comments. So I don't even know if Ryback, from what was meant to be a little injury...
He doesn't have a knee right now. He has a basketball.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be
I've seen
ready.
It's huge.
Is he going to make it to SummerSlam?
I don't know at this point. Really, it doesn't... I really don't know it, to be honest. But it's just one of those things where it could clear up next week. It could linger. It is a staph infection, after all.
Mm.
And yes, there have been people that have taken shots at Ryback because of CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Their most favorite joke is always he just should have a Z-Pack and suck it up. So...
You know it's bad when the headline is picture, holy poop, is that his knee? Yep, I'm looking at it. Yeah, that's bad.
Yes. Yeah, it's not a knee, it's a basketball. It's
Yep.
literally as big as a basketball.
Wow. I imagine if he clears up, that it will be him versus Big Show.
Versus Miz.
Really? You put Miz back in? I thought we just got rid of him.
No, because Miz has been constantly talking it up.
Damn it.
So, he'll still be there.
How about Ryback doesn't return in time for SummerSlam? We get Miz versus Big Show.
And they'll probably strip Ryback of the championship.
Damn it. I'm trying to play away so that Big Show just knocks Miz the hell out. And
We can
then...
still get that. Maybe what we could do is if he won't be cleared in time, they'll have no choice but to relinquish the championship and insert it into the middle of Cesaro versus Kevin Owens.
True. Interesting. I'm okay with that. Yes, I've run it through my brain, and I would be okay with that.
It's just such a shame that Ryback has worked so hard and finally earned a championship.
Mm-hmm. I know we celebrated a
Then he gets stuck in a
lot.
bad feud. Then he gets injured.
Yeah. We were discussing it, and it was like Ryback finally won. He finally got what he's earned, and he's out again, like almost straight afterwards. It's never a good thing. At least for the main part, WWE are really bad with injuries right now. They just
Yeah,
have
it seems if you hold that particular championship, you get hurt. Just ask Bad News Barrett, Daniel Bryan, and now Ryback. They're the last three champions.
I don't know what to say. I don't want to say it's a curse, but it's a curse. And even not with that title, even if it was like a fluke, you still got Cena out now for a little while with his nose. I'm trying to load up the roster page here to see who else is injured. We got Dolph Ziggler, storyline, is injured. Eric Rowan's got a torn bicep. Goldust has a shoulder injury. Hornswoggle has a shoulder injury. Jey Uso has a shoulder injury. Cena's got a broken nose. Kane has a storyline broken ankle. Ryback has the staph infection. Tyson Kidd has his spinal cord injury. I think that's it for injured.
And then you have Alicia Fox concussed.
Yeah. It's a bad time for injuries. But if you're looking on the bright side of things, it's allowing stars like Neville and like Cesaro to shine. Cesaro probably would still be in a tag team with Kidd, which was performing good. I liked what they were doing, but he's definitely shone a lot more being pulled off into singles.
Yeah, Triple H finally won a fight with Vince. Because he wanted to split them up and run them as singles.
It's not the best way to win a fight.
Yeah, but the injury forced the hand.
Yeah. Either way, looking forward to SummerSlam.
Yep.
So we got time for this week. It's been great talking to you.
Peace out.
You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wrestling Roundup Radio, or our Twitter page, twitter.com/Wrestling Radio. And I'll see you next week.